Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is currently 1:35 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a severe thunderstorm currently moving through northern New Mexico. This storm is capable of producing 1-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. If you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning, make sure that you are getting indoors immediately, as this storm is definitely going to be capable of producing some, once again, large hail, damaging winds, and quite a bit of lightning. We do have a isolated tornado threat today across parts of Texas. All right, actually not the area we're watching right now. The area we're watching right now is actually an area that's kind of unexpectedly popped off here, which is northern New Mexico. All right, we were thinking most of it would stay down towards parts of southeastern New Mexico and West Texas, but surprisingly, what I believe is our first severe thunderstorm warning of the day actually is in northern New Mexico. All right, so again, this is in northwestern New Mexico here. This is off to the north of Albuquerque. All right, Albuquerque's actually got a whole separate storm that they're dealing with right now. This storm's pretty strong as well. This storm is capable of producing 50-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail, so if you are included in that warning, again, make sure that you are getting indoors immediately. Again, this includes portions of western Albuquerque. This is a very strong storm, but again, the main storm that we are watching and the one that we are concerned about is the one that's going to be crossing over Highway 550 relatively soon here. Once again, this is the beginning here of today's severe weather outbreak. Once again, most of the action today is going to stay down in portions of southeastern New Mexico and southwest Texas. Areas like Fort Stockton, Alpine, Pecos, Carlsbad, Hobbs. You guys need to be on alert today for that severe weather threat. If we kind of take a look at what the models are painting, which, by the way, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That's actually for a separate storm in front of this one. This is a severe thunderstorm heading for the Los Alamos area. This is for $half sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts, and it even has the tornado possible tag on it, alright? So this storm is actually rotating a little bit. It does have quite a bit of inflow near the Jemez Springs area. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but again, this is another severe thunderstorm warning now. Again, this is once again in northern New Mexico, an area that has really unexpectedly popped off so far this morning. If I had to guess, this storm would be the next one to get some sort of special weather statement or even severe thunderstorm warning if it continues to intensify like it has been. It's definitely a hailer and maybe a little bit of wind associated with that storm near Estancia. But once again, right now, we're mainly watching northern New Mexico, but later today we will be watching this area here in southwest Texas, southeastern New Mexico, alright? We have had a few storms here that have been strong this morning. I don't believe we've had any that have hit severe limits, however. Let me go ahead and pull up Stream Chat really quickly. If anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below. But yeah. I'm trying to pull up to see if we've had any warnings today. For some reason, it does not want to work. Twitter's bad. Let's see here. But once again, we are currently watching areas in northern New Mexico for this severe weather threat. This is an ongoing severe weather event in New Mexico right now, and will later today kind of head into areas like southeast New Mexico and West Texas and be even more intense than it is right now. And I didn't even notice this, but apparently this has been in effect whenever we started the stream as well. We have a severe thunderstorm heading through Cambridge, Ohio, off to the north of Cambridge. All right, Cambridge is just split down the middle of that warning. So if you're in this warning, make sure you're getting indoors immediately. That's a storm capable of producing 1-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That was just issued 2 minutes ago, but for some reason my alert sound did not go off, unfortunately. I hate whenever that happens. But yeah, because that's another thing. We're actually going to be watching areas in the Ohio Valley today for a potential severe threat. You'll see we have a ton of special weather statements right now in parts of Ohio, West Virginia. We got some strong to severe storms impacting eastern Ohio right now. Kind of isolated, not really discrete, but isolated cells out here that are going to be capable of producing some damaging winds and large hail in localized areas. So we'll have to watch out for that threat for sure. Again, the main one being the one near Cambridge right now. It's heading towards Middleburn, right over Kimballton, heading for Centre, Birmingham, and Londonderry, as well as Cambridge, especially northeastern Cambridge. But yeah. Right now in western Pennsylvania, it's kind of just rain and thunderstorms, some heavy rain at times. But later today, the severe threat will pick up in this area whenever these storms actually sweep through. But here's the thing. The threat's not going to be as high because this area, this cluster of rain here is going to kind of try to suck all of the energy out of this area before these little cells get to that region. So by the time they reach this area, they may just die out pretty quickly, which is why the marginal risk kind of stops here. And now we have a tornado warning for a storm in New Mexico. That was very unexpected. We have a tornado warning now. This is for Sandoval County in New Mexico. Take cover now. This is, once again, a tornado warning. I'm going to go ahead and play our alert sound here so we can get anybody's attention that has this on in the background and needs to know about this. I'm going to go ahead and play our alert sound now.
A new tornado warning has been issued. Take cover now.
This is a new tornado warning for Sandoval County in New Mexico. This is a rotating supercell capable of producing a tornado. Again, this area of convection has very unexpectedly popped off today. This is our first tornado warning of the day. And once again, pretty concerning one here as this cell continues to rotate. And wow, very impressive supercell there. And I can now confirm that the ones that we just now got are the first severe warnings we've had of the day. Actually, the one in Ohio we had today that we still have came first, but we are here for this, the whole event. We got another severe thunderstorm warning now. That's going to be in effect for Los Alamos, Sandoval, and no, that's not the one. That was already in effect. That's this one down here, actually, for a storm near Parkersburg in Ohio at the minute. It's going to cross into West Virginia soon. It is rotating a little bit near Frost. So again, if you're on this warning, make sure that you are getting indoors immediately. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing 1-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We really got to focus in on this New Mexico storm, though. Yeah, I know, airborne. It'd be crazy if we got a New Mexico tornado. Again, this is actually a very concerning one. I can see why they issued a tornado warning for this. Again, you need to get to your safe place right now in this tornado warning. This is a very dangerous storm. And again, New Mexico has just unexpectedly popped off today. New Mexico is our most active area right now. Northern New Mexico, I'd say, is the most active area. And once again, if you're just not tuning in, this is a tornado warning for Sandoval County, New Mexico. This is for parts of northeastern Sandoval County. This is not good. Gonna go ahead and update the stream title here. Great, the forecast that I'm trying to upload isn't working. It's probably because I'm streaming at the same time. Let me try to fix that. Resume upload. There we go. I fixed it. Hopefully. So once again, if you're just not tuning in, we do have a tornado warning in effect for northeastern Sandoval County, New Mexico. You need to be getting to your safe spot right now in this area. Basement, interior room, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. Ton of inflow on that storm for sure. And again, this just kind of came up out of nowhere. Whenever we started the stream, it wasn't even severe warned. And within 9 minutes, even within like 5 minutes, it was tornado warned. Not even 5. That happened really quickly. Very fast. Some of our cells in Ohio are rotating a little bit in eastern Ohio, but it's nothing crazy yet. Again, By far, the most concerning storm we have right now in terms of a tornado threat is this one. Again, that is not good. That's actually rotating very impressively there. At least with the winds going away from the radar. The winds going towards the radar are not quite strong enough to produce a tornado yet, but they have previously been, which is why we're concerned about this dropping a potential tornado. Like earlier, they were around 50 miles per hour. Luckily, since then, they've kind of bit the dust, but unfortunately, the winds going towards the radar are getting stronger, or away from the radar, rather. So one area of rotation, or one area of winds is weakening, the other is strengthening. Just kind of changing around. Again, if it's a red or yellow color, that means the direction that they're going is away from the radar. And if they're green or blue, that means the direction they're going is towards the radar. So again, we're talking about 65 mile per hour winds against 20 mile per hour winds. So our gate-to-gate shear is about 85 miles per hour at the minute. Not the most impressive. Again, not enough to produce a tornado yet. Again, quite a bit of inflow. We'll wait for this next velocity scan to come in. Really, any scan to come in. The reflectivity and the velocity kind of come in at the same time on this radar site, it looks like. I wouldn't know because we never end up using this radar site. Yeah, it looks like correlation coefficients timed up with those two. So correlation coefficient, velocity, and reflectivity all come in at the same time, it looks like, for the most part. I'll go in double box here. Because why not? We could quad box, actually. I think that's what we're going to do. You know, if we're going to do a double box, we might as well go all the way and quad box it. Echo tops. There we go. Or we could do vertically integrated liquid. Kind of shows our hail there. I think that's actually a better idea. So we do have some pretty large hail associated with this storm as well. Again, this is also a tornado warned supercell. So again, you need to be running, not walking to your safe spot in this area here. It's a very dangerous situation, very dangerous storm. Let's wait for this velocity update. Your rotation will be around this area now. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. Yeah, I am. Why not? Sierra de los Pinos. And our reflectivity came in. Let's see the velocities. I'm a little concerned about what this is. That may or may not be some sort of debris signature. I don't think it is, though, luckily. I really don't think it is. I'd give it maybe a 1% chance that it is. But even that is obviously not good. The inflow is becoming a little bit more defined on this storm. And yeah, that continues to rotate there around the Sierra de los Pinos area. So again, you need to be in your tornado safe spot right there right now. And the vertically integrated liquid is, once again, showing some pretty large hail with this storm as well. It was kind of around 133. It was at its peak. Now it's not getting updates for some reason. I guess it updates only once every 7 minutes or so. Well, let's go back to the echo tops. So we can see how tall the storms are here. Hello, tornado. These storms are about 33,000 feet tall at the peak. Again, right now, there's your velocity couplet. There's your inflow. And there's what, again, I thought maybe originally it was like a small chance of a CC drop, but I don't know. I mean, it could be. I really don't think it is, though. I don't think we have an ongoing tornado. The velocities just don't support that theory enough. And if we take it back a scan, you can also see there was already a lot of contamination in that area. So it's very likely that's just some contamination, luckily. But again, you need to be in your tornado safe spot right now in this area. Especially because the reflectivity is not picking anything up. Like, with a debris ball with that deep of a CC drop, you'd expect the reflectivity to show something, but it's nothing, so. I really think it's all just contamination there. But again, this is a very impressively rotating storm, especially for northern New Mexico. I did not think we'd see this today. This is not something we really see ever in northern New Mexico. I mean, this is, again, a rotating supercell capable of producing a tornado. Once again, if you're in this area, you need to be taking shelter, getting to your tornado safe spot. Again, this is right along the Highway 4 area right now. But once again, this is a tornado warning in northern New Mexico. Technically north central New Mexico, but you know what I mean. Our storms back here, again, in this area, are just going to be a damaging wind and large hail threat near Highway 550 in north central New Mexico. And then the one near Albuquerque, I mean, that hail is pretty impressive there. You can even see quite a bit of hail in the correlation coefficient. Let's check out the vertically integrated liquid. It hasn't updated for a while, but there's definitely some hail there. So again, I think this might get severe warning for hail. And then I also mentioned this one earlier near the McIntosh area, and it's also got some hail and some wind associated with it. It looks like near Estancia, however you pronounce that. Probably Estancia. So we do have a reflectivity and a correlation coefficient update. Again, this continues to be a very strong supercell. Again, earlier it had a very defined hook echo, and it still is pretty impressive. But it's much weaker now than it was, I will say that much. Wait, is this in New Mexico? Yes, it is. Pretty surprising, huh? Hold on. My friend sent me a message. Oh, wait. Maybe he didn't? That's what it said. By the way, anybody curious about the forecast for the next few days, I did just post a severe weather outlook. It's about 5 minutes long, like most of mine are. So, if you want to know about the severe weather threat for the next few days, and this upcoming interesting tropical system that's going to be heading towards southeastern or southwestern Mexico soon, rather. I was thinking New Mexico because we keep talking about New Mexico here, but yeah. There's definitely something out there brewing in the Pacific right now, the Eastern Pacific. So, I'll keep you guys updated, for sure. By the way, our storm in Ohio has been upgraded to $half sized hail. So again, you need to get indoors and away from windows there. And our tornado warning has now been removed. This is a stand down from tornado warning. This is no longer a tornado warning. However, this is still a severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag on it here. So again, you need to continue to remain indoors and away from windows in this area. It's a very brief tornado threat, but it was pretty serious there for a few minutes. Alrighty. Dang it. Those were my Pokemon cards. That's just great. Ah, shoot. Well, forget about mint conditions with those ones. That's just great. One of them was an awful miscut too. I was gonna post a video about it, but it was such a bad miscut. Hold up, I actually have the card. I'll show you it right now. Actually, I guess I could just turn on my camera. Here, let me turn on my camera. Even if you're not interested in Pokemon at all, this should be pretty interesting to you. If I go ahead and pull this up. Like, what is that? What kind of miscut is that? What is that? What is that? Like, come on, dude. And look at the backside. That is just disgraceful. which is so sad. Hopefully that means it's actually worth more money, but I don't think it does. I don't think that'll be worth anything, because it's not that great of a card anyway. But it was cool, and of course it had to be the super rare one that gets miscut. Our other severe thunderstorm warning in New Mexico has been removed, by the way. We're down to 1 there now. This storm near Hockingport in Ohio, moving into West Virginia, is rotating a little bit. Once again, these have a little bit of spin on them, but I'm not expecting a tornado threat with these. But again, we weren't expecting a tornado threat with the ones in New Mexico either, or at least northern New Mexico, and there we go. I do quickly have to use the restroom, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a BRB on the screen, and as that BRB says, I will be right back. So, give me just a minute. Alright, everybody, I am back. Sorry about that. We do have a new special weather statement for a storm that's moving through Albuquerque. It's an extension. I really thought this was going to go severe warn, but 50-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So that's actually downgraded, but I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of hail there. Some of it large, it looks like. So I'm kind of surprised they took that move, but again, northwestern Albuquerque, this is impacting you right now. And just like that, our severe storm, that was originally tornado warning. So it went from a severe warning at the start of the stream to a tornado warning to this now. Just so weird. So that's still a severe thunderstorm warning. I think that'll get removed relatively soon, though, if that continues to weaken that rapidly, which I think it will. Extension here for a storm in Cambridge. It's looking like they're going to drop the severe thunderstorm warning with this and leave it as a special weather statement for 50-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail around the the Interstate 77 area towards Wigville, Summerfield, Louisville, Malaga, Quaker City, Pleasant City, Byesville, eventually out towards Woodsfield. Then our storms out in western Pennsylvania just continue to bring a heavy rainfall threat and maybe an isolated lightning strike or two. Again, I really think it's just going to be moderate to heavy rainfall for a lot of those areas, though. But yeah. So anyway, I was going to do this at the start of the stream before the tornado warning got issued. Actually, it was before the severe thunderstorm warning got issued, and then I was going to do it, and then the tornado warning got issued. But let's kind of talk about what the models are predicting. Okay, so this was this morning. All right, we'll kind of push it to what they were forecasting for around this time frame. All right, they're talking about storms in New Mexico. All right, new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. They are actually not going to leave this at a special weather statement. They did end up putting the severe thunderstorm warning back on that. That's for half-dollar-sized hail and 50-mile-per-hour winds. Barnesville, Batesville, all the areas that I just mentioned earlier. That storm is now once more severe. Anyway, for this time frame, they were predicting some severe weather potential here in areas like Texas, New Mexico, all right, but you can see that none of these look tornadic at all, all right, But that ended up happening here with this little cell, which they were not predicting to do anything at all. But that ended up happening, all right? So we'll go into kind of around 4 or 5 p.m. We start to see our supercells pop off here in West Texas. All right, this is where we'll probably have another live stream going around 5 p.m. Central. Areas like Pecos, Fort Stockton, Alpine are going to have to look out for that around 6, 7, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. even for the Fort Stockton area maybe. Then even by 10 p.m. we've still got some supercells moving through. And also our ones in Southeast Texas kind of start to pop off here around the Houston area. And then we can kind of see tomorrow's event start to unfold. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty big day. I feel like it's mainly going to be parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas that we're watching. But it's kind of going to be all over the place. We got several modes of storms to watch here over the next few days. But yeah. So once again, we'll be back here around 4 or 5 p.m. this afternoon in Central Time, 3 to 4 p.m. Mountain. So let's go back over here to our storms in eastern Ohio. I'm not ending off the stream yet. I was just letting you guys know when we'd probably be live again. I'm probably going to end off the stream relatively soon, though, as a lot of our storms are dying out. At this point, the ones in Ohio and West Virginia are actually more impressive to me. Again, Parkersburg, Woodsfield, Wheeling, that area, you got storms and severe thunderstorms in the vicinity. Even some up here in northeast Ohio that just moved through the Akron area, North Akron. Alrighty. We do have our storm chasers Vince Welty and Corey Gherkin out there today. Corey Gherkin is actually live right now for a storm that he's moving through. This is the one near the Big Spring area. This is honestly a pretty big storm here. The main threat's just going to be small hail and gusty winds, though, nothing major. Again, the gusty wind is mainly going to be isolated to a few spots here, kind of the areas that I'm circling. These are going to head off to the east and produce gusty winds. The Garden City area may get in on some of those around the next 30 to 45 minutes, so just be prepared for that. Make sure that you're getting indoors there. When thunder roars, go indoors. And yeah, this storm is just down to a shower at this point near Los Alamos. Not rotating at all, really. Again, this should not be a severe thunderstorm warning anymore. Our storm in Albuquerque is a little less impressive, but still quite a bit of hail there. Let's take a look at the vertically integrated liquid really quickly here. This kind of gives us an idea of what storms are producing some hail. Or at the very least, heavy rainfall. So our one near McIntosh that I've mentioned several times. Obviously our one in North Albuquerque, probably the most impressive one right now, if not this one at this point. Our one that's still severe warned near the Los Alamos area. We got a few out here in northwestern New Mexico, actually. That could be capable of producing some heavy rainfall and maybe even some small hail. The storms that Corey Gherkin is near actually do have some hail associated with them, it looks like, especially this one around this area here, east of Strawberry, however you pronounce that. Kind of confirm that with reflectivity there, and yeah, it's either some heavy rain or some small hail, like heavy rain or small hail. We haven't really talked a lot about this area today, and that's because I'm not expecting much. It's kind of a surprise they even put this marginal risk in here. If we take a look at the NAM, we're not expecting much for you guys, alright? Maybe around 8 to 9, 10 p.m. we get an isolated severe thunderstorm threat. But it's not going to be anything crazy. I think it's mainly going to be limited to special weather statements, kind of strong thunderstorms, rather than severe thunderstorms, because these aren't discrete enough. They don't look that impressive on any of the models, really. We could even switch over to the HRRR. I've looked at the run for this region, I believe. Oh, well, not this run, apparently, but the previous run. Here we go. We can kind of see, even with the HRRR, it's really not showing that much. I mean, maybe some isolated storms in there, but it's not going to be anything crazy for you guys. But an isolated severe threat does exist, so stay aware, be prepared. I mean, it is, even by the SPC, it's a pretty low-end severe risk. I believe it's only driven by 5% wind risk, and yeah, that is the case. But still look out for that. We've only got about 48,000 people under our slight risk today because of how unpopulated of an area this is. It's a decent sized slight risk. It's just, I mean, it's pretty small, but there's just no big cities out here, really, other than Pecos, Fort Stockton, and Alpine. And those aren't major cities by any means. Alrighty. New special weather statement here for a storm in the Waterford area. For some reason, there's two here that are exactly the same shape. That's kind of weird. Let's see here. I think we're going to end off the live stream here. We don't really have too much to talk about at the minute. That was an unexpected tornado warning, though, to say the least, in northern New Mexico today. So once again, thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back live again later, and I'll see you all in the next one.